Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Miss Mary?
Everything is going wonderfully well, but I don't want to waste any time. I want to give you the floor to be able to share. Can you? And I don't even know if you want to share your screen, but I can give you access to whatever you need. I couldn't remember where in Hawaii you are, Mr. Online.
Currently, I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Okay. And so, did you have any moving around in Lahaina at all?
No, I didn't get to visit Maui before that wildfire.
Okay.
But I've been to some other islands. I've got the Big Island, Oahu, whereas I'm at. Then you got Maui, where the wildfires.
Right.
And then you have Molokai, and then you have Kauai. So Hawaii is made of 5 different islands for sure. And It's sad what happened to Maui, but I'm okay over here in Oahu.
That's good. That is wonderful. Hey, beautiful. Okay, so do you want to? You're here to share as much as you can within this 30 minutes, and I'm the floor is yours. I met Charles through him being a guest on the Black Authors Matter TV show, and any author who comes on there talking about education in a variety of ways, I'm gonna swing back around to get on Ask Maryee, just because they have no problem doing the work to help other folks advance their education or advance their lives, and that's what Charles has been doing for some time here. And I'm just thankful to have a relationship with him. Can't wait to come visit him in Honolulu. I have somewhere to stay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's good to know people. I need to learn how to network.
And that's a good word you talk about, with college students, don't wait till your graduation, start networking before college, during college, and after college. And that's going to help you find those pathways, whether it's a job, whether it's information, whether opportunities to make money. It's always good to network, just as me and you were doing, Maryee.
Yes.
Sure.
And it's been great. And sometimes you might meet somebody and have a quick exchange, but if you hold on to that card, or if you at least friend request them, somehow things roll around. Because after Charles, there's going to be every week, hopefully I'll have one or more folks coming on who are across the nation, just as Charles, and they're going to be sharing what they have to help bless those who tune in to Ask Maryee. So what you want to share with us? Because you got your screen shared, so where you want to go?
Just for right now, I just wanted to open a conversation. I want to show something here, and you can definitely see the screen for sure what I'm sharing.
Yes.
Okay, so over here, we got a picture, and I'm gonna maximize it. Okay, you see all these college students, right? And they're holding up signs: end student debt, cancel student debt now. This brings me to the first question. I know we're going to hit 3 topics, and the first one was college in general. Is it a right fit? I would think, if people who are watching you're looking at this picture. America has always been about entrepreneurship, and we all know that college has been pushed, and I'm not going to badmouth college because I have 2 college degrees. But the one thing that I'm starting to notice is I graduated high school in 2003. So almost 20 years ago, I know when I was in school, entrepreneurship or own your own business, none of that stuff was pushed. It was always go to college, go to college. And I think, just in my opinion, it could be an overflux of people going to college. And this picture to me says a lot. America, we all know that the future is based on the young people. So when I've traveled internationally to other countries, when I see young people holding up these signs, you just come out of college fresh. You should have some ideas, but it bothers me sometimes to see these signs of young people. So is college a good fit? That's what I wanted to talk about today. After seeing the student loan debt crisis, we know that college is not necessarily for everybody. Maybe you shouldn't go right after high school. Maybe a young person should explore the world, explore the United States, or find something that they're passionate at and go for that first. And then if you decide that you want to go to college, go to college. But my main message is not to say don't go to college, but if you go, please learn that you have to have a little bit of financial knowledge before you go to college. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I cut my college costs by 40% when I was in college, and it was because of my experience before college. My dad had a plumbing business. I worked with him, and I learned a trade first. So I knew how to pay bills. I knew how to maneuver. So when I went to college, on these new financial aid paperwork, they'll say you're awarded this, you're awarded that. It can be very confusing. But the one thing I want parents and students to know is just because somebody puts a number on a sheet of paper and say, this is what it's going to cost you to go to college, it's not always true. So that's one of my pet peeves, is to show everybody that, you're a young person, and just because you see a piece of paper with a number on it, it doesn't mean you have to pay the full price. And I've written several books to try to capitalize on that. So again, that's my biggest pet peeve, is that don't just rush into the college debt. Look at learning a skill set, because I'm telling you, anybody can get into debt, but paying back that loan is the real test. And that's what my main concern is encouraging young people and parents to know that just because they say it's going to cost you this much, that's not technically true. And I know, Maryee, maybe you can capitalize too and explain the importance of community college for sure.
Oh yeah, community college is hands down a lot more economical and affordable than going to the four-year institution, because those big institutions have to have big bills and somebody gonna pay them. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be the student. They're gonna pass the tuition fees on to the maintenance and the operations of these institutions. And community colleges are always, for the most part, they're state funded with government money along the way, and they're trying to keep the costs down because they know that it is a way out of poverty for a whole lot of folks who perhaps their parents never even made it either out of high school or made it out of college. That route is a quicker route to moving yourself out of a particular tax bracket where you can be in a place where you can have a self-sustaining life, where you're not living check to check, where you actually have an opportunity to have a career where you can buy your own house, afford to do things, rather than just feeling like, oh, I'm only making X amount of dollars and I can't make it, or I can't go to four-year institution. I mean, in the city I'm in right now, we have a private four-year institution that the majority of students who live here can't afford it. But the university does offer a lot of financial aid, a lot of scholarships and, grants and things of that, different types of ways to get the money. But no, community college is by far the easiest way to transition yourself in a higher, I always say higher tax bracket, because it will pull you out of poverty if you go through, persist, graduate, and then get into the field that you're studying.
Exactly. And I know you have firsthand experience with it. Another area with the community college that I like is my parents looked out for me. They said, you're not just going to sit around the house, but if you go to, start somewhere, they would cut me a break. So one thing I talk about in one of my books, and it's called Chadwick's College Checklist. I'll show it to you, and I'll pull it up on the screen. I got it ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple book. And in this book right here, the Chadwick College Checklist, this is the first book I ever written. I talk about how I cut my college costs by 40%. And one of the key things in there, one step that I give is starting out at that community college, you're going to eliminate 2 big fees, and that's your room and board and that meal plan. If you're staying with your parents, you can cook, you can eat the ramen noodles, but I feel like sometimes with the college, for example, professors write their own books and then they sell it to the students. I remember a time I bought a brand new book from a professor. I think it was $150. We didn't even use it the whole semester. And when I went to sell it back, I think they were only going to give me $70. It was new, still in the shrink wrap. So what I talk about in this book is how to cut your college costs now. And if I can do it, I believe other people can do it as well. But it's really a key way. I talk about when we grocery shop, people use coupons because they don't want to pay full price.
That's right.
When you go to buy a car, you don't really if you're rich, of course you do, but I try to come down on the price. And even with buying a house, people sometimes don't pay full price. So I said, if people are looking to cut costs, grocery, car, house, why not incorporate that when it comes to college as well? So that's what I talk about in the first book I ever written. And just to tell your audience, Maryee, my bachelor's should have cost me about $31,000, but because I worked before college and I had a little bit of financial knowledge, I knew that when I looked at my financial aid award packet, that I didn't have to pay full price. So I cut my college costs by 40%, and I got a bachelor's at 18,200. And the national
wow.
is kind of 30K plus right now.
That's right. You
Yep.
saved a lot of money.
Yep. And I just give so many tips in this book. And a lot of times when you're young, you're thinking that it's college, college, college. But I want people to, again, don't wait until your college graduation. Start making money now, whether it's a hobby, Facebook market, or if you're a photographer, start filming engagement, gender parties. There's so many ways that you can make cash while you're in class. And that's what I really want the next generation to know, that it just doesn't stop with college. You got to network and you got to be on top of financial knowledge.
I'm thinking that just gone are the days where we can just rely on one income. I mean, I'm always doing things to bring in extra income, and I'm working on passive income and things. I don't know. I think there's a little disconnect.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, college is not the end all. It's good, like it is good, but I'm always asking students, what's in your heart? What do you love to do? If no one paid you, what would you want to do, even if no one gave you a dime to do it? That's where your energy should be focused on. And
totally
like,
agree.
in my case, this Ask Maryee, no one's paying me to do this. This is, and you can tell I got joy. This is great. You don't have to pay me. The money will come some other days later down. I mean, it already has come in different ways about how I share, but you can tell what people, if folks just slow down and say, well, what is it do I really like? And can I repeat whatever it is I'm doing, either with your hands or with your mouth? Because it's going to be one of the things. You're going to be talking about something, or you're going to be doing and creating something that's going to make a difference. And so maybe that's self-reflection. I don't know. What you got over here? Chadwick's circumstances? Yeah.
Yep. And this is bring me to the next point we wanted to talk about. And I know a lot of people, it's been a huge debate, college versus trade, but I'm not looking at it that way. I'm very fortunate. My dad was a licensed plumber. He still works today. He's in his 70s, but I learned the trade first before I went to college. And that's how I made money on the side. I made money on the weekends. It allowed me to cut my tuition prices down by working while I was in school. So one thing I want to talk about too is the trade industry. I know a lot of young kids, they took the trade classes out of the high school, but mark my word, they will be bringing it back to the high school.
It's a problem right now. It's a problem. Yeah. There's a shortage because a lot of these folks, you just said it, your dad's in his 70s. A lot of folks in the generation, baby boomers, whatever you want to call them, they're aging out, and there has to be a way there just has to be a way to attract younger folks to the trade industry, because you can make good money if you don't mind getting on your knee, getting under the house or climbing on the house, or if you're not afraid of electricity. I mean, it's getting in some plumbing, all of that. It's very lucrative. I've never met a poor plumber.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I know it's starting to become a big debate. A lot of people are saying, well, they told us to go to college, but now they're saying we should have learned the trade. I look at it as just supply and demand. If you look at how many students are going to college versus how many not going to the trade, it's going to be a shortage of trade people versus how many degrees we have. And I look at it as math, basic math, or when my grandma was in school, arithmetic. If you had a high school, and let's say there's 1,000 students graduating, and let's say 700 are going to college, 200 are joining the military, and there's 100 students that's undecided, but they do the trade. In my opinion, the trade people will win in the long game, because as soon as everybody graduate, get their degrees, they're going to be needing to buy a house. The military people, they'll get the GI Bill, can go back to college, but they're
Yes.
still going to need some type of housing. And I know what people say, the next generation, they don't want to buy houses. That's fine. If they're renting an apartment, it's still tied to the trade industry. So in my opinion, out of those 1,000 students, if 100 go into the trade now, we got global warming. There's droughts in California. A lot of those aqueducts are drying out. We're going to need the electricians and plumber to keep America up. So in my opinion, if you look at supply and demand, I really feel that the trade industry wages is going to go up because the demand is there, but the supply of workers is short. Versus
that is right.
we may be a little bit oversaturated in some areas. And also with AI, all these different things are happening. But so far, what I've seen, the trade industry, it definitely needs people. So I wanted to put that out there too. Like the trade industry, my thing is, even after you learn it, if you don't like it and you walk away, you don't walk away with a lifetime worth of debt and bills. What you do walk away with is lifetime earning skills. So that's what I look at as I keep posting this picture. I've traveled internationally, and I'm here to tell anybody that's listening to your show, in other countries that I've been to, the trade industry is still booming and college, but this is something that bothers me in America because the future is the next generation. So as I saw so many people, different ethnicity, holding up these signs and already asking for a little help, and there's nothing wrong. We all need help to be self-reliant.
Yes.
I'm on the young people to take care of my next generation, that this is the future. So if a lot of young people are saying college is overrated, then maybe they should start, like you say, find what they're happy at, regardless if you get paid or not.
That's
and
it.
go for that versus jumping into all this debt, and that's something that I think as a nation, I'm just looking at this picture and it tells a lot more than just student loans, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I don't think that's a staged picture. I think those are students who showed up.
Yeah. Versus everybody else who, if they didn't go to college, regardless of what's going on in their personal finances, they still had to show up to their job. And college is a choice. Everything we do in this life is a choice.
Yeah, it's really kind of sad because there's been moments where I had students who showed up and they taken a lot of classes, failed classes, were in academic probation, almost suspension, and some in suspension, and they weren't sure about what they wanted to do. And
exactly.
but they were collecting debt. Yep. And getting older and getting more discouraged. And I've had students also where I'm like, I'm not so sure you know why you're here. So it's like, don't go to college just because somebody said to. Please, we beg of you, don't do that.
Yes. And it's a lot of pressure too on young people. Again, as I look back over my life, 2003, we're in year 2023. I know what I was feeling when I was in that classroom and they kept talking about go to college, read books. And I was like, man, that's not my natural talent. Like, I was a class clown. I love making people laugh. Even in this interview, I love to talk. So I think the way the world is going, and with TikTok and YouTube, everybody is finding what they're passionate at. And in some cases, college might not be the pathway. It might be 4 years later after high school.
That's right. We have folks who they'll start a family early or whatever, and then they say, you know what, I think I might need to go I tell students all the time, you either need to, if you don't have a skill, you need to go to college and go get some education, because you got to have one or the other. Both is best.
Yeah, and that's what I really look back at my life. My dad teaching me plumbing, it opened up so many doors for me. And even where I'm at now in Hawaii, dealing with something in construction and security, all what I did in the past still tied me up to put me in a position that I am today. And with life, there's no straight answer. It's not, oh, go to college, oh, go into trade, oh, go into real estate. But with this next generation, I look at them different, Maryee, than us, because the internet is a powerful tool and the information is here now. So whatever, there's nobody to stop you but yourself. College isn't the only pathway. It's a great experience to be around other people. But the number one thing for me is, like my third book, The Path to the Student Loan Disaster, is it better to go into college debt or should you learn a skill set because it's a critical choice for your success? So I'm always telling students, find some type of way to make or generate money. And that way, that's what's going to help you pay back those student loans. And I know everybody's hyped up. Oh, I got this degree, so now I'm gonna land my first job ever going to be $100K a year.
No.
But yeah. But the way it's kind of working out, a lot of people are setting in reality, after going to college. And even myself, I majored in communications. I thought I would be a great news reporter or get on TV. I applied to so many places, and after not getting any hits for about a year, I had to buckle down and move back home and help my dad run the plumbing business. And that financially put me in a position that I was able to make my student loan payments and not get behind, and also live the lifestyle I want to live now. I live in Hawaii. I'm debt free from the student loans. The plumbing helped me pay back those loans. So I'm always encouraging the next generation, learn you a skill set, because anybody can get into debt, but paying back those loans is the real test of what you stand for, how you're built financially. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Don't ever overlook the trade industry.
So your third book is mostly talking about just encouraging folks to consider the trade?
No. That one there, The Passion of the Student Loan Disaster, I give 10 different sermons, and I talk about at the end, always choose the skill set over debt, and that's how you can win. And I just break everything down. I'm just telling them the game. For example, I say sermon number 4, student loans will always be knocking at your door regardless. They're always knocking at your door. So again, if you learn you a skill set before you get into college debt, it's a critical choice for success. And that's what that book is about. And I just encourage college students, before you go to college, get you a little bit of financial knowledge.
Yes, that's true. And one thing at my reflection from when I was working in higher ed in the college, I noticed that a lot of students, not all of them, but many students depend on, or let me put some context around this. In high school, their hands are held in a lot. They're meeting with the counselor, they're meeting with different folks. But once you get into college, it's all on you. And when I talked earlier about this disconnect, those are some of the disconnects where they may even tell them, when you get to college, it's all about you. You're going to have to do this for yourself. But I think there has to be some type of transition where they understand, no, for real, your parents can't call the instructor, or they can't. But then what happens is they get in these offices, and because they don't know how to advocate for themselves, they don't ask the important questions. They don't say, I don't understand. And I'm speaking generally, like I said, not all of them. And then make mistakes where if they would have just said, I don't know how to do this, or trust when people are telling them things, like just to engage and be a student of learning how college works on their own. I think that's one of the main reasons why I do ask Maryee, because I was like, there's some things that the students are they're waiting for someone to tell them, but then they don't go investigate for themselves or clarify, or on their own just pursue understanding this. I'm speaking generally, but more often than not, there's this, I'm gonna wait and let them tell me what class to take, tell me what I should major in, tell me, no. And I've been down that road.
And I think, Maryee, that's somewhat of the importance of just experience in life in general. If it wasn't for me working at Church's Chicken and helping my dad plumbing business before I went to college, those things didn't even have nothing to do with college or what I majored in communication, but it was a life skill. I had to pay for my own car insurance. I knew what bills was. Like, all these little things make a difference. And versus college, it's like you're buying time for 4 years. You don't really have any responsibility. Yes, you're studying for your major. You're dedicating that time to studying. But we all know once you graduate, 6 months later, those payments start to come in. And I really feel that just the small things in life makes a big difference, for sure.
Wow. Unshare your screen, because we are at our last minute. I want you to share your, just with whoever's checking this out or checking the live out. What is this? Another one?
Yeah, this is going to be my fourth book.
Oh, go ahead and talk about that as we close out.
Okay, and it's going to be my last book I ever talk about student loans. And if you see the title, The Student Loaners, I made a logo. And my thing is this, you know, LeBron James and all these NBA players, they sign contracts. So I want to make sure that students know when you sign that loan contract, it is what it is. It's like you're a professional athlete. You know what you're getting into. You know what your payments are going to be. And I have to ask this question. Are you a winner or are you a loser? And to me, if you know what your payments are, you control your college costs, that's what makes you a winner. But if you didn't know and you're just signing paperwork, to me, you're a loser. So this is a book that I hope to finish by the end of this year. And that's my question. Are you a winner or are you a loser? And I'm going to talk about the deep things in life. What makes a student loaner a winner? I would say anybody that controls everything, that's what kind of make it. And I'm going to play this little video to show you what I've kind of been working on.
Go ahead.
Right, we'll make it big. And again, the student loaners is just like an NBA contract. If you go to college and you sign that loan paperwork, guess what? You play for the student loaners. and what I'm trying to do, since this is my last book and I'll be done talking about this subject, I'm just trying to find a tie. So I know America, we love sports. So I'm making this about sports. Basketball is just like life. So here we go.
Hey, what's going on? This is Charles with Chadwick Experiences. And if you went to college and you have a student loan, you are on this team called the Student Loaner. I've said it many of times, basketball is just like life. Again, there's many skills that a person can practice on at home. They can be dribbling between the legs. You can lay on your back and keep shooting the rock, you know what I'm saying? But what is college students doing? Are you making money while you're in school? Don't wait until your college graduation. Start to use your mind and your imagination. And maybe you'll do what I did. I made cash while I was in class. So look at my blog. I'm gonna post it in the link right now. Check me out on my website, chadwickexperiences.com. I'm tired of seeing college students hurt. So when I went to college, I had a little bit of financial knowledge, and that's why I got to keep a lot of more money in my pocket.
So yeah, people can hit me up, and that's my main mission. And I'll be honest with you, Maryee, during the pandemic, my eyes really opened up, and I'm happy that I was able to talk to people about this subject, because we know the future is the young people. And I want young people to know, whether you go to college or not, or learn a trade or own a business, the future is still bright. No matter what the news is saying, I'm living in Hawaii. I'm living my best life ever. And we, in America, we still have opportunities. And, and young people can know, with college or without college, you can be successful.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. And I'm always giving out cash prizes. If they go to my website, I'm always giving out cash prizes, so people can go and see what different little things I have. I'm always giving out cash prizes for sure. So on my website here, if you go to the books and prizes page, I'm always trying to give out cash money prizes for my books.
Nice.
Get posts. So everything is there. I got blogs and I talk about everything. I'm just not promoting college or promoting the trade. I'm talking about alternative pathways all the way.
I love it. I love it. And I'm glad that you shared to help folks who check out Ask Maryee, because that really is what it's about. Just getting the mind thinking like, where am I? Where am I? Am I where I want to be? Where do I need to go? What options do I have as far as bettering my life, whether if it's education, whether if it's a trade, whether if it's just trying to obtain some skills.
Or following your heart. The world is waiting for people to, whatever you manifest, to come out. You know, I'm a natural born talker, motivator, speaker. So I'm just happy during the pandemic, I was able to really look at what's going on with the student loans and all that. And I'm telling my story, hey, I wasn't fazed by them student loans. So, you know,
yes, that's right. And it is a problem. So I'm hoping that those of you who check out the playback will leave some comments, will reach out to Chadwick to visit his blog, see what he's offering as far as his giveaways, purchase his books, the links in the chat. If you want to add any other links in the chat, please do that, Charles. That'd be great. And this is what we're here for. We're here to help you try to reduce the excuses of not knowing and understanding what the steps are, what the next steps are, what the options are whether if you're going to college, whether you're going to go to a trade school, or you need to just figure out what's in your heart so you can sharpen your skills and figure out what your purpose is and why you're here on this earth. Because we all are here for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you made it into this world, you're here for a reason. And if anything, the pursuit of understanding that is what's most important. But Charles, we want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you're off today.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I don't think I would ever pass up an opportunity to talk to the next generation, because to keep it 100, I had people encouraging me when I was younger, so I want to make sure I do the same thing for the next generation.
Same here. I feel the same way. Well, thank you again, and hopefully we'll swing back around when you're going to be writing about something else separate from loans.
Yep.
Just keep me posted, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Again, this is Ask Maryee, Monday through Friday. I'm your virtual academic success coach, and share this live. If you're watching the replay, give me some thumbs up, some stars, hearts, and just let me or ask some questions in the comments, and we'll get back with you. Thanks a lot. And Charles Chadwick, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Take care and goodbye.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.